Tank Blitzers, it's a Littlefinger. Update 8.0 just dropped, and yes, we have a new line of American heavy tanks, and I wanted to quickly talk about the generalities of these tanks, and then do just a brief review of the M-VI-Yoh that you see here in the new Circus Garage um, for Update 8.0. Let's jump into the tech tree coming off of the M6. You've got the M-III-Yoh. Just a basic American heavy tank. The one thing that I did want to point out with this tank is only 7 degrees of gun depression, which is not very good for your American tanks. You typically think of them as being hold down beasts with nice 10 degrees of gun depression. So this tank does suffer in that regard, and the hull is extremely pennable. We move on to the M-III-Yoh at Tier 8, where we're introduced to the first of the auto loaders here. Good damage. Gun depression goes up to 8 degrees. The downside here is 20 seconds, 3 shots, 2.7 shots in between each. And then when we get to the M-V-Yoh here at Tier 9, we get the Tier 10 guns. Now, I just want to point out some differences between the M6 Tier 10 and this Tier 9. You are going to have 8 degrees of gun depression here, and 10 degrees on the Tier 10. So what we're more used to with the American tank at Tier 10. Also, you'll notice here these two guns, the difference here. This is the 105 millimeter, so you're not going to be doing as much damage, only 300. It does reload much faster, 22 seconds between the magazine reload time, 2.6 seconds between each shot, and you've got 3 shots. The 120 millimeter gun here, same damage per minute numbers, but you've got 25 seconds between the magazine reload time. But look at this, 450 average damage in 1.7 seconds, so you can do 900 damage in 1.7 seconds. It's really nice, except that makes this tank very team dependent because you've got 26 seconds to reload. So moving on to the Tier 10 here, and the tank that I want to talk about, you can see I've got it currently configured with the 120 millimeter gun. 1.7 seconds between shots, again 450, and there's that 10 degrees of gun depression that we're expecting. Magazine reload time reduces to 20 seconds compared to, what was it, 25, 26 on the Tier 9. When we look at the 105 millimeter gun with 3 shells, again, what I like about this, and I'm going to play a game from each of these different guns, 12.86 seconds of reload time. Makes this tank a little bit, in my opinion, easier to brawl with. But, guys, you have to know the difference here. And so what I'll do is I'll go up to the garage with the big gun, the 2-shot. The difference here, if you look at the barrel, the bore evacuator here was what gets the gas out of the chamber, is at the end. This is the big gun, so keep that in mind. If you see this at the end, they've got the big gun and only 2 shots. Once they've taken those 2 shots, get in on this tank and shoot away for 20 seconds, right? So let's go back over to the upgrades and mount the other gun here, and you can see it's in the middle. So that's the difference, right? So if you're playing against this tank, be very aware. This tank here has 3 shots, and it doesn't do as much damage per shot. So just running real quick through my consumables: repair kit, multi-purpose, and the engine boost. Obviously, if we can't run adrenaline, with an auto loader, provisions, case of cola, improved fuel, and bottle. The equipment, I don't know why when we change guns it decides to take away all of our premium ammo, but you know, some of this like a 3-2-1 kind of configuration. And then as far as equipment goes, we've got calibrated shells, defense system, improved optics, enhanced gun laying drive, improved assembly, engine accelerator, refined gun. For the smaller gun, you may want to go with the vertical stabilizer, but with the big 120 millimeter gun, the dispersion's horrible. You'll definitely want to run the refined gun. And the other thing with these tanks is the tracks can't be or can be taken off, but you can still drive with the track taken off. It's just much slower. So I don't see much use here for the enhanced track. So toolbox and consumable delivery system. Alright guys, so here's the first game I want to point out. As you can see, the bore evacuator here in the middle, 3 shots, right? 12-second reload time. It was kind of amazing. You look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this team. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this team. Look at all of these auto loaders. This should be an interesting battle, and this was sent in by Help I'm a Bug. So, definitely want to use the strong turret armor on this tank. Find some hills, get hull down. As you can see, the mobility is not bad. And 2.5 seconds here in between shots. Just waiting for someone to make a mistake. Being patient early on, guys. It's important. Like I said, conserving hit points. So, not much activity going on through town. Starting to make some moves here. There's one shot in. And here they all come. They're all crashing in on his teammate here who's overextended. Can't imagine he's going to last too long. HE under the butt of any American tank seems to work quite nicely. So there you go, 960 on the first clip. Now keep in mind, with a bigger gun, you're doing 450 a shot, 2 shots. So it's one of those things that you can certainly take 2 shots and get away. But their team did a much better job of closing out those last 2 guys. And here's what I like about this. The 12-second reload seems like you're ready to get back into the action much faster. Granted, not doing as much damage, but you know, it feels more capable of being able to brawl. And you know, I guess the question is, you know, how much difference in kills and damage are you going to get from 450 versus 300 average damage, right? I mean, sometimes 450 is overkill, and you only need 100. So you'd want a faster reloading tank, in my opinion. So I have not run it with this gun on it yet. So I'll probably do a bigger, longer review once I've played some more battles. But I just wanted to primarily go over, you know, the nuances of each of these new tanks, and then more specifically, since you're going to be seeing a lot of them, how you tell the difference between who's got what gun. So in this case, with the big gun, he could have gotten 2 shots in and backed away much faster, and not traded 3 shots there with my good friend Tom. Good to see you in battle. Hopefully you watched the video here. Sorry that you had to suffer this defeat. So I hope I'm a bug here. I'm up over 5k damage already. This is what we like. 10 degrees of gun depression. There's one. There's 2. So this means you got to be on target a little bit more. But I like it because, you know, you can miss a shot and it doesn't feel like the end of the game. But there you go. 6k damage. And as a new tank out, that is going to be an ace mastery. 34,000 credits earned. There's Tom on the other side with the poor team. 5 shots received. So there you have the small gun. Now let's do the 120mm gun now. Alright guys, so here on Normandy, we got 3 on this side, 3 on the other side. This was my very first game in this tank. As you can see, at the end of the barrel, we've got that bore evacuator. lets you know that we've got the 2 shots. And obviously that's more important if you are on the other side of this gun. The M-VI-Yoh in front of me has the smaller 3-shot gun. I would have thought we could have penned the side, but I guess that angle was too great there. And that's what I'm talking about. You miss 2 shots like that, and you feel like you're in a hole. I mean, for heavens, you know, I've had games where some of my teammates have died within 30 seconds. You won't even be reloaded. So that's heat into the hatch there. 1 goes, 1 bounces. So we're 4 shots in, and we're only done 385 damage. Not sure. I guess I just forgot, left it on heat here. But you definitely can feel a difference, huh, with that that super long reload. So the gun to me really is map dependent. If you've got some maps where you can get your 2 shots off quickly, let's see if we could. Sure, we're aiming here. That was not even close to where we're aiming. So very slow start here. Only 1,000 damage. There we go. We'll take the track off. Some really low rolls there at 356. That should be 450 average damage. Of course, it's an IS-4. It gets probably preferential damage treatment. There's more like it. 424 and 430. As you can see, the symbol at the bottom there, we've got a broken track, but we're able to continue to move. Or damaged track is showing. Gets lucky here taking the track off the IS-4, and he gets shot from behind. And then fairly low roll there for the Object 140. You know, that decision to reload when you've got 1 shell in the magazine, knowing you've got 20 seconds to reload is tough. How about this shot on the move here? Yeah, that wasn't anywhere close to what we were aiming. Just wanted to get some more damage. Wanted to get 2 shots in for 1 there, and we failed, only getting 1 shot. But yeah, the game's going to be a win. We only did 3,000 damage, but believe it or not, that's an ace. That's what happens, I guess, when you get there first. Alright, guys, you going to finish this off? Yep, alright. So, that was 2 quick games with different guns, the 105 and the 120 millimeter. Let you choose which one you like better. Certainly totally different playstyle. But yeah, I like the new line. It's certainly different and unique, and hopefully you guys can grind away and get there quickly. So we'll see you on the battlefield, and remember, guys, have fun out there, stay safe, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.